This is going to be a pretty interesting topic to cover with you guys. This video is titled The Problem with Genshin Leaks on YouTube, The Truth. I asked Bob/Ken to watch through this just to make sure there was no actual leaks in here, because obviously I don't want to cover leaks. I am a person that is opposed to leaks. I don't like any kind of leaks. I don't like banner character leaks. I don't like kit leaks. I don't like anything because I feel like it ruins the surprise. Apparently this video is going to be good for a multitude of reasons. The title of the video makes me think it's more aimed towards people who do look at leaks. Now, I have one thing to say about this. If you look at leaks, I don't hate you. I don't think you're a terrible person for looking at leaks, even if I don't want to see them myself. All I ever ask is that you respect the people who don't want to see leaks. Don't go around talking about leaks in places that they're not welcome. Make sure you ask first, blah, blah, blah. The same old, same old. But I'm curious on what this video topic is going to be about, whether it's going to be about the problem with leaks or the problem with leaks on YouTube, because I do see a lot of leaks on YouTube thumbnails, which 90% of the time turn out to be not true. Which so I'm assuming this video is probably about that.
Leak that has been going around recently, and this time there was supposed to be an Inazuma Chronicled Wish banner in...
I did see this. And I have to say, I'm going to be pausing a lot throughout this video, just as a heads up for anybody watching on YouTube as well, because I want to give my own personal anecdotes on these topics. There is a lot of fake leak clickbait, which becomes apparent as soon as the version update comes around, right? Who in their right mind actually thought we were going to get an Inazuma Chronicled Wish before Liyue, though? Who believed this?
Version 5.4, and now after the official live stream, everyone is disappointed because it turns out that this leak was apparently fake.
And here's the other problem with leaks in general, okay? And this is where it kind of comes into play, where I have to think from a different perspective, because I don't like leaks, and I would happily just leaks didn't exist. But if I'm looking from the perspective of, let's say, for example, a brand new player, or a player that maybe doesn't really understand leaks, right, and thinks they're like official content. If they see like a YouTube channel post this and they think it's real, obviously you're going to do more research, and you have to use your brain cells, man. If you're using your brain cells to play a gacha game, a gambling gacha game, then you need to be able to do your own due diligence. And I will say, putting all of your trust into leaks is one of the worst possible things that you can do, because leaks are always going to be subject to change. And I know that they're pulled from like data from the game and stuff, but at the end of the day, like if people leak data and say she's one of the most busted characters, and then the beta stuff changes because it's pulled from the beta, you only have yourself to blame if you invest into that character, right? Because things are always subject to change. Things can always change at the flip of a coin, at the drop of a hat, at the last minute. You only have yourself to blame. Do I think fake leaks are a problem? I do, as much as I think real leaks are a problem.
But what a lot of people don't understand...
I've probably yapped for 3 minutes and 16 seconds, so let this play out a little bit.
...is that the problem here is not actually the leak itself. The real problem...
Okay, I let it play out for an extra 5 seconds. I actually do think the main problem is the leaks itself, but that's just me. Let's continue.
...are all these AI voiced Genshin channels that are currently all over YouTube. Now, last time I made a video like this, I talked about the problem.
I will say, though, all of these channels, if they continue to gain views even on fake leaks and face no consequence and backlash from Hoyoverse or from their own communities that are looking forward to the leaks that they post and then they're not true, then the only reason they are doing this is as a cash grab, as clout. There's no other possible reason. No other possible reason.
Problem with fake banner leaks, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. This time I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm going to talk about the real problem with these channels in general, and on top of that, I'm going to focus on one channel in specific throughout this entire video.
Okay.
Raiden Shotgun.
I'm sorry, that's the most like most weirdly fucking ominous name. Jesus Christ. Raiden Shotgun 2022.
So first of all, why am I blaming these channels for this? After all, the leak was fake and it's not their fault, right? Well, let's take a look at the leak I mentioned earlier, and let's see what it actually says. As we can see, Flying Flames...
So this is a previous leak that got proven to be a fake leak, right? We're not at risk... Both of my editors have checked this and said we're not at risk of being leaked on anything, so that's good.
As there has been a new issue of collected players for version 5.4, and he also says that this is subject to change.
As it always is.
This is where the information about the Chronicled Wish banner in version 5.4 came from.
Also, can I just say, why the fuck is Daya there?
from. That's also why I didn't make a video about it. It was quite obvious to me that this information was nonsense. Nothing in this leak states that there would be a Chronicled Wish banner. And then this guy pops up with 150,000 subs, and he starts making multiple videos claiming that according to this leak, there's gonna be a Chronicled Wish banner in the next.
Jesus Christ, multiple videos. Exactly. Okay.
So he's not only intentionally spreading absolute misinformation to all of his audience, but he's also deceiving a lot of people into skipping.
Oh no. Oh no. This is what I'm talking about, though. This person saw that video and they're like, yeah, I'm going to pull for these two characters. 300 plus wishes in a dream. Free to play, by the way. Skipped 5.0 to 5.3 banners, by the way. Do your due diligence, man. Don't put all of your trust in a random leaker. Like, come on.
The 5.3 banners for characters that are not even going to get a rerun.
It does suck, though.
And it gets even worse than that. He also constantly promotes loot bar, which is something that can actually get you banned.
Is it? I mean, isn't loot bar just the same as Coda Shop, and a lot of big streamers usually promote Coda Shop as sponsors? I've been offered sponsorships from loot bar before and I've turned them down. Coda Shop is fine, but not loot bar. Why? Why is that a thing? He doesn't provide any sources that it's bannable and I can't find one myself. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna ignore that statement then for now.
Now, for context,
this
is not the first time this channel is spreading misinformation. He did it very often before, and he will keep doing it as long as it gets him views.
Yeah.
And again, there's hundreds of thousands of Genshin AI channels out there that are exactly like this one. All of them are exactly the same. They're all promoting loot bar. They're all stealing the same clickbait thumbnail.
Wait, this is interesting. Are they?
All of them are exactly the same. They're all promoting loot bar. They're all stealing the same clickbait thumbnails from each other. They're all intentionally spreading misinformation, and they're all doing the exact same thing.
What are the chances they're all run by the same person? Well, hear me out here. We might have to do some digging. What are the chances they're run by loot bar? No, dead ass. I'm dead ass serious. What if it's just a way for them to garner a fuck ton of money?
The only difference is that this guy
It's against TOS? You think they care? Leaks are against TOS.
has 150k subs, and since that makes him seem more reliable and more professional, people think that this channel is more reliable than all the other AI channels, even though it's quite literally...
And they're all AI as well. Interesting. This makes me very curious.
The exact same thing, but in a different way.
I feel like we're unraveling a pyramid scheme right now.
Anyway, after the information about the Chronicled Wish banner turned out to be false, he made another video where he's apparently explaining what happened to the Chronicled Wish banner.
Okay.
and this is where it gets really ridiculous. To sum it up for you guys, this entire video is basically just...
By the way, this could be really, really bad. This could be really, really bad. I need y'all to imagine this real quick, okay? Loot bar links steals your info. Loot bar app doesn't. I used it for more than a year now. Well, that's still bad though. Okay, hear me out here. What if loot bar is at the very top here, right? And they create these YouTube accounts, say 5 AI YouTube accounts, that all focus on Genshin Impact, a game where their services work, use AI voices because it's just a company-run thing. They all put tracking links in the description and in the pinned comments so people see it and click on it to purchase the Genshin currency on their website, which they get a percentage of or a cut of. And then they're still making ad revenue even further down from these channels. What if it's just a pyramid scheme?
Oh, sorry guys, I definitely didn't know that this was going to happen. It's actually all because of Flying Flame. He is supposed to be reliable. He was wrong and deceived us all into believing that there would be a Chronicled Wish banner. It's not like I made...
Duck has been sponsored by Loot Bar for a long time now. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I've been offered plenty of times to be sponsored by Loot Bar and turned it down every time because I couldn't 100% be like, yeah, I think it's legit. I just couldn't.
I have videos about this, knowing very well that this information was fake.
The question nobody knows the answer to, how the fuck does Loot Bar make money? And I want you to think about something real quick right now, okay? What was the last company people thought that about? What was the last company someone thought, I don't know how they make money about? Honey. The exact same thing. Interesting. Look how that turned out.
Now, there's something I have to explain to you guys. The issue is not that the leak is false, because that's not what a leak is, alright? Leaks are supposed to be correct. Leaks are not speculations, and that's the difference. If we were to talk about speculations, then yes, it makes sense. Speculations could be false.
By definition, leaks can also be wrong though.
But leaks are fundamentally different. Because unlike speculations, leaks are based on literal early information from a reliable source, like in-game data files and information from inside the company.
That doesn't mean they can't be wrong or be changed.
So reliable leaks are pretty much never subject to change.
That's false. I'm sorry. No. Don't listen to that. Holy shit. Please, for the love of God. The rest of this video has been very accurate so far, I feel like. I don't think that's very accurate. All leaks are subject to change. All leaks can be changed at any goddamn point before official release. There's no such thing as a 100% reliable leak.
And the reason why Flying Flame says subject to change is not because the leak itself is actually subject to change, but rather because he doesn't really know what the information even means in the first place. Anyway, the people in the comments of this video actually believe this guy, which means that these people will fall for it again and again. And
I'm confused by that last part, but I'll move on. I don't know.
A comment I often get from people who are trying to defend this is that it's their own fault if they watch leaks and they should know the consequences.
It's their own fault if they watch leaks, they should know the consequences. Now, this is where my kind of take comes into it, right? I actually am a person that thinks this slightly. However, like I say, if I'm thinking in the brand new free-to-play player that's been playing for 6 months that doesn't really know fully what is official and what's not yet, I can see it from their point of view and think that must really suck to watch something that you think is official coming from a Raiden Shogun profile picture with a name that looks like Raiden Shogun, thinking it's official. I can definitely see it from that POV, but I will always say, if you are playing a gacha game that requires money or currency that costs real life money and it is that valuable to you, then I beg you to do your own due diligent research before listening to a random person online that you have never seen before, don't know anything of, you don't know if it's official. You just need to do a little bit more research, a little bit more digging to know if they're actually a reliable person, or just wait until the live stream. At the end of the day, it's like, I know it's tough and you could miss out on characters and stuff, but characters are going to come back eventually. It might take a year. You don't know. But do you really want to skip 3 patches worth of characters for the chance of them running something that's very unlikely, like a fucking Inazuma Chronicle goddamn Wish? Because what? Again, the people that saw that they were going to do an Inazuman Chronicled Wish, what in the, like, where does that make sense that they wouldn't first of all do a Liyue Chronicled Wish, especially at the time of Lantern Rite? I don't know, man. Some people will be on saving. Some people, I think, just need to do a little bit more due diligence. I think the leakers are the biggest fault here, and whoever's need to crack down on leaks big time.
But unfortunately, it does not work like that. There's a lot of people who are new to this game or just simply don't know how leaks work. And then they're gonna see stuff like this without knowing the consequences. It's not their fault.
I think it's wrong to totally acquit them of fault. I think it is still partially their fault. Does this guy make leak content? Because I can see why he'd be saying this if he's trying to like make the people who look at leaks feel better about it, but no, they do need to take some blame.
If I was a new player and I saw...
The leakers are the biggest fault, don't get me wrong, but the people who look at leaks and trust them blindly without doing any due diligent research, it's also on them.
Someone with 150k subs telling me something about the game, well, I would obviously assume that it's reliable. Now, there's something else I want to tell to all of you out there who watch.
But you can assume it's reliable and still do a little bit more research if you're going to be spending real-world currency on a virtual item, you know?
This guy. Even if he says to take the information with a grain of salt, it still doesn't justify the fact that he's constantly spreading misinformation.
That I agree with.
Especially because he says this every time he talks about leaks. Like, if you're gonna spam this phrase every single time you say something, it loses...
I think all of these AI leak channels are pieces of shit, and I actually do think they're run by either one person, or honestly, now at this point, after listening to this video, if all of them have the same loot bar links and stuff, dude, I deadass think it could be someone at Loot Bar. I deadass think it could be.
Any value. He's just spamming, take it with a grain of salt, over and over.
I think it just makes too much sense.
So that he doesn't get blamed for it, and so people keep watching him. It's not because he actually cares about his audience.
And even if it's not, bro, Lootbar need to stop sponsoring these channels. God damn. If that's not what's going on, Lootbar has to stop sponsoring these channels. That's fucking gross and ridiculous.
In fact, he does not care about his viewers at all. If he did, he wouldn't constantly spread misinformation.
They care about clout and money, clearly. They're not caring about the community that they've garnered because they're giving them misinformation 24/7.
If he did care about his viewers and the 150,000 people who are subscribed to him, he wouldn't constantly promote Lootbar, which is something that can actually get you banned.
Like I say, I've never done a sponsor for Lootbar because I was worried about it being like inauthentic, or I just never got a good feeling about it. I always got a weird feeling about it. Same as fucking Markiplier with Honey, right? Maybe in 3 years' time, we'll be looking back at this going, oh my god, we were right. We don't know.
Don't let the way he makes these videos fool you. I know the way he makes his videos seems innocent and cute, but I can guarantee you that this channel is nothing but just another money-making machine for Lootbar.
Interesting. So they said the same thing, huh? It is really interesting. I can't do much research myself because I'll be honest, chat, the last thing that I want to do is go look at leak channels, even if it's fake leaks, and then just get leaks recommended to me 24/7 on YouTube. But maybe I could ask Ken and Bob, who I think do look at leaks, to do a little research into that and see what that's all about. See if they are all having the Lootbar links in every single video and stuff.
And if you still want to argue, sure, go ahead. But I'm just letting you know to be careful and to not trust these channels.
I agree. I again, don't trust any leaks up front. Do your due diligent research. Honest, hey, me on my high horse, I'm stood up here on the fucking Trojan horse saying, just don't look at leaks, man. I think it ruins a lot of excitement personally, and a lot of people have commented on my previous videos being like, yeah, you know, I stopped looking at leaks because I just wasn't getting excited about the patches in the games. It's like, that's why I don't look at them. But it is interesting. So I did some digging about Lootbar. The website uses Razor Gold, which is one of the official third party for Genshin, but Lootbar isn't an official partner and even goes against the TOS of Hoyoverse partners. Lootbar and other similar sites are technically bannable, since Hoyo tracks from which region the top-up comes. If I, who lived in Switzerland, buys suddenly top-ups from Indonesia, Hoyo tries to be fair about currencies and these sites do the opposite. Sounds about right.
So you don't end up like this guy. With that being said, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching this video.
Bro's allergic to love.
Be careful, and as always, I wish everyone out there a nice and wonderful day, even riding shotgun.
Nice. I like this guy, dude. Sorry for my voice, guys. Unfortunately, I catched a cold. I like this guy. This guy's pretty well spoken. I think there was like one thing that I didn't agree with, but yeah, that's a very well made video, I feel like.